I'm really happy the way it turned out. It looked just the way I wanted it. Hey guys, it's Roddy with homediy Build, and today I'm going to show you how to install these floating shelves. Now these are some shelves I had my local cabinet guy make. They are 3 inches by 12 inches, and I want to put 4 of them. Okay, now obviously he cannot make it one piece all the way down the wall because they only make MDF this size. It's about 8 feet long. So I'm just gonna have to seam them somewhere, try to make that as seamless as possible. And the reason why we chose MDF, so it's easily paintable, because I want it to be painted white and I want it to be looking really sharp. So this is the way it's gonna go. Basically, the shelves are gonna stay up like this and they're gonna be floating. Now they are pretty heavy, so obviously we need to secure them. So they're like 100%, they don't go anywhere. And what we're gonna do to do that is we're gonna use these rods. Now these are concrete rods. They usually use them to put up forms and stuff when they pour concrete, and they're really strong. And basically what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be drilling into the 4x4 and sticking these rods into that. Now they're a little too long, so we're gonna have to cut them down, and that's something we're gonna do. And this is a jig that we're gonna be using to make sure we drill a straight hole. We don't want our shelves to be sagging or limped up. We want them to be absolutely flat. So this is what we're gonna be using. I'm using 3/4 inch bit, and this is like a fine bit. When this thing cuts, it's really nice. It doesn't really pull things out. Now this is a test hole I just did, and I used this jig right here, and the hole is absolutely perfect. I mean, it's nice and tight, and that's exactly what we wanted. After we get this piece on, it's just gonna sit on there nicely. So this is how we're gonna drill it into the back of these shelves, and we're gonna drill into the wall. So let's get started. And when I say started, we're gonna start by cutting these to size. And let me show you real quick. This is a jig I'm using. This is something I got from Amazon, and obviously I'm using my Milwaukee drill. And to level all these shelves out, I'm using my laser level. Now, if you don't have one of these, obviously you don't have to use a laser level. This is just something I have because of my work. You can just use a normal level. I'm just using it because I have it, and it just makes it so much more easier. So let's get started on cutting the dowels. Okay, now it's time to drill the holes for these rods. Now this is very important that you hit the center of the 2x4. It cannot be off to the side or anything like that. It absolutely has to be perfect. Now, what we're gonna do is, the way I found this thing is I just use the hammer and I tap around. That's how I usually find my studs, because I just found that the stud finders don't do such a great job. And then before I pre-drill, I'm just gonna use this, and you gotta understand, 3 inches of this is going to be covered by the shelf. So if I make a little bit of screw up around here, it's all going to get covered up. But it's very important that I do hit the center of that 2x4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this roto zipper, and I'm just going to run it and see where my 2x4 exactly is. And let's do it. Alright guys, now I do remember this used to be a garage door, so I got a huge header over here. So all of this is solid wood, so this is going to be more important when we drill down here. So let's pre-drill this thing. Now this is what we're going to be using, so make sure we hit the line. We're going to mark the line and make sure we're right on the money with the line. We don't want to deviate from it. Make sure we don't hit any nails, because if we hit a nail with this bit, it's just going to ruin it. Alright, now guys, don't forget to glue these things in, alright? I'm just gonna use some trans white silicone. I mean, silicone attaches to anything. Anything you throw at it, alright? Got a nice fine tip. Alrighty. Now we put that rod in there. And it's gonna go in nicely. All right, now let's see how it looks. All right, that is beautiful. Now let me show you how I make sure I got the hole spot on, because like I said, you have to be right on the stud. You cannot be on the side of it. You have to be right in the middle of it, because that's where the meat is. Now, what I usually do is I tap with the hand, right? Or with the hammer. Now, I tried the stud finders, they just don't work as good, all right? So I just go to the true tried method. All right, and then basically, I know it's right here somewhere, but I gotta figure out exactly where it's at and where the center of it is. And all of this area right here is gonna be covered up with the shelf. So there's no problem with you just cutting in and you know, cutting some of it and seeing where it is exactly. So let's do that. All right, now that's it. See, so my blade did not let me go because there's a stud right here. Now I can just mark it. Bam, that's the middle of the stud, okay? And now I can just start pre-drilling this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark them all out and then drill them all. So let's do that. Alright guys, now the first thing we gotta do is we gotta put a finer blade on. This blade right here, it has so few teeth and it's just gonna tear our piece up. So what I did is I went and bought this Diablo blade, which is a 60 teeth, and the more teeth you got, the finer it's gonna be. Alright, this is how it turned out. I'm really happy the way it turned out. It looked just the way I wanted it. We got this nice and secured. The sides we screwed down to the cabinet, and this side right here we screwed down to the wall. That way the shelves can't slide off even if you wanted to. Everything's super secured. We got everything puttied up, and the seams puttied and the nail holes are puttied. This way we just have to sand it down and paint it. And that's it. You know, we're going to paint everything white. It's going to look great. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you for supporting our channels. You guys have a great day.